Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen. This is Weapons Left, bringing you another audio commentary. This is going to be Bisu versus go.go in the round of 16 at the Bacchus OSL 2009. These two players actually know each other relatively well. During the selection process, they actually fought several times, exchanging hugs and things of that nature. They're apparently very good to get friends outside of the game. So it's always nice to see friendly little rivalries like such as this. But for most people, this is not exactly a highly anticipated match. When Bisu selected go.go first in the OSL, I honestly, my first thought was that he was just trying to cakewalk his way to the winners match. Basically, go.go's record versus Protoss, it's his worst matchup. Just going to look up his statistics right now. He's 51% overall, but by far his worst matchup is Terran versus Protoss. He's 40%, 10 and 15 against Protoss, so easily his worst matchup. He's over 50% in both his other matchups. Bisu, on the other hand, is actually relatively weak against Terran, so to that extent it's surprising. He's actually has the lowest winning percentage, which is still quite high. I believe it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 60 some odd percent. It's actually 60.48. So he's still very good against Terran. I mean, since he's good against everybody, but it's kind of surprising that he actually selected a Terran opponent. But he did select go.go. It's not like he went to Flash or somebody of that caliber. He went ahead and selected probably the weakest Terran that's left in the round of 16, and also the weakest Terran against Protoss. So, for the most part, honestly, when I saw this pick, I was kind of disappointed with Bisu. I kind of felt like he wasn't really giving us what we were kind of expecting out of a higher tier, higher caliber player. It looks like standard opening, by the way, from both these players. go.go is going to go ahead and wall in. He's putting down his supply depot next to his ramp. It looks like Bisu is just laying down a pylon very close to his nexus. But yeah, I was kind of disappointed that Bisu didn't select one of the more difficult Terrans to face and to start off his group. But at the same time, you never know. This is professional StarCraft. It's not like go.go is a chump. He knows what he's doing, and he has beaten some decent players in the past. So we'll just have to see what he's able to do, how he's able to perform against such an incredible player in Bisu. Hopefully, we'll actually see. It looks like from the way the things are starting off, that we're not going to see anything particularly ridiculous. Bisu's not going for any type of proxy. Well, neither nor is go.go. Recently, honestly, Bisu, though he's nicknamed the hair toss by many, I actually have taken to calling him the dairy toss, because he's just been throwing mammoth amounts of cheddar at people, and for some unknown reason. I mean, Bisu is such a great player in standard games, in straight up games, that it's just surprising to see how often he goes for cheese. But if you were as good as Bisu, I mean, you would probably get bored with playing straight up games, I guess. I mean, honestly, maybe that's just not entertaining to him. He just likes to get things over with and done very quickly. It looks like he's got his gas up already and is going for his Psycore. Hasn't yet produced an offensive unit, hasn't yet produced a Zealot, and it looks like both players are actually in the process of sending out scouting units. We have gas also being mined or gathered by go.go, and his Swift Rax is up and he is producing Marines. So probably going to try and provide additional support to his seal at his ramp, and hopefully be able to fend off anything that Bisu is going to send early. It doesn't look like Bisu is really going to have any much. His first Zealot is out actually on the field, and he's going to be scouting with it. So good idea on his part. It looks like Bisu's probe actually went in the wrong direction, however his Zealot's going in the right one. But the go.go's SCV is going to get into Bisu's base with relative ease and see what's going on in here. He's going to see the Psycore up already and spinning and researching, and more than likely it gives him a little bit of insight as to what Bisu is going for. I'm not sure if Bisu intends to go ahead and throw down 2-gate and provide some early pressure. He might go that route. He might go fast DPs. Bisu's very, very fond of DP rushing, so he might go in some type of direction that's similar to that. It looks like the factory is going down, so we probably will see some type of 2-fac from go.go, perhaps. Looks like the Dragoon came out and has finished off that SCV, the first SCV, and Bisu now has a probe following, and Zealot has arrived at go.go's base, so he is going to provide a little bit of early pressure on that wall. Looks like a command center actually going up for go.go, so he does plan on expanding. Citadel with Dune going down in Bisu's base, definitely going for some type of Templar tech. I can almost guarantee he's going to try and do some type of DP rush at this point. Looks like go.go has managed to clear the air at his base, has now put a machine shop on that factory, so he's more than likely producing tanks out of that factory already, which is a really strong defense for that front walling that he's got going on right now. I am concerned, though. He's going to have to get there. 2-gate and the Templar Archives, definitely a DT rush. So Bisu is definitely going to try and put some early pressure on his Terran opponent, guessing that he won't have any type of real detection, and at the same time is going to distract him at the front door, forcing him to bring off these SCVs to repair the supply depot. Very intelligent play from Bisu. Usually you want to mask what you're doing. He did wait until his SCV was out of his base, so the go-go at this point doesn't have any idea what Bisu is going for, and unless he decides to get early detection to counter this, unless he anticipates that Bisu is going to make this move, it's going to be almost impossible for him to stop this rush. That Templar Archives is going down now. 2 DTs more than likely being produced by Bisu as we speak. So go.go, without an academy or without an engineering bay, is going to be in a world of hurt if he does not get on that almost immediately. And smart play by Bisu again. The Dragoons are defending right there into the entrance into Bisu's base. So again, go.go does not know what's coming. Obviously, Bisu is trying to hold some measure of secrecy. Oh, but an engineering bay is being constructed by go.go, and he does have 2 tanks out. Will he get these missile turrets down in time, though, is the question at this